First of all, I wish all of you a happy new 22. I hope you have a wonderful new year. Thanks to everybody who over the last 12 months has watched, commented on, subscribed to, and become maybe a Patreon of this channel, The Late Break Show. Projects of the People, this episode, episode number 8, is where we devote our channel to you, the viewers. We want to show you, you showcase what you drive. Basically, what have you got in the garage? Why do you have what you have? What have you done to it? Maybe you're fiddling in the garage. So I'm Jonny Smith. Welcome to The Late Break Show. So, the first one, I just want to get cracking here, is a Mark 1 Ford Fiesta, which is belonging to a guy called Mike Johnson. And Mike, aka Mike FPE on YouTube and Instagram, he's had this car a number of years, and it's anything but a regular beige old Fiesta. Have a look at this.
Right, hello. This is my project of the people. It's my Mark 1 Fiesta, 1983. It was a 1 litre or 950cc Popular Plus. I don't even think it was a Popular, no, it was a Popular L, which meant that it didn't come with a wing mirror on one side, didn't even have a heated rear screen or a radio or a parcel shelf. And obviously I've had it a little while and I've turned it into a kind of Berg Cup, hill climb inspired, rallycross inspired, fast road / track car. Repainted in the original coral beige colour, fiberglass replica of the old Rally X RS wide arch body kit. I've done quite a lot to it, as you can tell. The engine is not a 950cc engine anymore. Oh no, I'll crack open the bonnet. Boom. So this is a 2.1 forged silver top Z-Tech. It's got compound turbos on it, so you've got a big K27 Borg Warner and a K16 small high pressure turbo. Big turbo feeds the little turbo, and then that runs through into a charge cooler that's in the passenger footwell, and then comes back up into your plenum, into your engine, and back out the exhaust. The exhaust I've gone for out the side is a boom tube style side exit, which is similar to the old NASCARs and the RS500 Sierra touring cars. It's got eccentric top mounts, gas coilovers, Cosy front discs, ST170 back discs. You've got Graku split rims on it. In here, loads of autometer gauges, quick shift on a tower, and it's a 6-speed ST170 gearbox on a custom bearer, hydraulic handbrake, RSR Porsche style low backs. I have still yet to put the front cage in and door bars. I said the charge cooler's down in the passenger footwell, just about to see it down there. So you got fuel pumps, lift pump, swirl pot, charge cooler rad, ducts in from the windows, charge cooler tank. I've had it I think 17 years now, so long enough. It's gone through having a crossflow with carbs. I've had a Z-Tech with a small SLK supercharger on it, and then we went up to a forged Z-Tech with a M90 supercharger off of an XJR Jag, and now we've gone for the crazy twin turbo compound setup. In the future, looking to four-wheel drive it possibly, or rear-wheel drive it. I've got lots of ideas in my head as to how to put the power down, because that's going to be the problem at the moment. And yeah, I've got my own YouTube channel, Mike FPE, so check it out if you're interested in this this build. So yeah, hope you like it. Let me know what you think, and thanks Jonny for organising this video.
Okay, these three next cars share something in common. They're all from North America, but one now lives in the UK. Let's start with Jack Nash's sunburnt Lobster 911.
So 1976 911. 2.7. It's the S model, factory silver. It's got some pretty wicked patina on it, as you can see. Clear coat's gone various places, and the reason for that is it was in a desert for a number of years. So last time it was properly on the road was 1991 in Colorado. It's only had 2 owners from new. It's got a pretty cool lobster red interior, so that's tweed, and that's extended as well, as you can see up the door cards there. Being a 76, it hasn't got a fresh air vent there, so it's got a nice dash. Still got the pop out windows, etc. on the back, and not the full flares, it's got slightly flared arches. Coming around the back, you can see the motors out. Unfortunately, blew piston 1 on the way back from Sunday Scramble last year, so the motor's been out. It's given me the opportunity to rewire all the electrics. It's got a mega squirt, which does the fuel and the sparks. Currently wiring that in. It's got a wideband lambda there, you can see. Never done any of this before, but give it a go, eh? So you can see pop out windows. Lovely condition, apart from the paint obviously, but I like that. You can follow progress on Insta. And a shout out to my boy Fat Six Jack, who's been giving us loads of help. And PJ, Air Cooled Edition, check him at the clubhouse.
Hey Johnny, I'm Cars of the People for the Late Break Show. My name's Mike, coming to you from sunny Alberta, just north of Calgary. It's a beautiful -26. It's warmed up a little bit after Christmas, and I thought I'd show you my truck, as they're an absolutely essential component of life in Alberta. This is a 2014 Ford F-150. It's the appearance model, so it comes with some little special extras. The blanked out headlights, the red flashes on the logo. It has a leather and suede interior with red piping and some nice black running boards. It's got the black 20 some odd inch alloys. I've got an aftermarket tonneau cover on the back, and I love it a bit. And as you can see, trucks are an absolutely essential component of life in North America, specifically around here. Everybody's got them, and they're absolutely essential. And in -26, yeah, we plug it in to keep it warm so it doesn't freeze, and we usually run them every day. And she's the life and blood of the family, essentially. If we didn't have her, we couldn't get anywhere. We couldn't go shopping, we couldn't get groceries, we couldn't go to work. They're absolutely essential. It's a 5-litre V8. It's the Coyote engine, or the Coyote engine, pumping out, I think it's around, I want to say 280 brake horsepower, 6-speed, and she's an absolute delight. Since I put these aftermarket Bridgestone Giulias on, it's a lot better in the snow as well. Yeah, so thanks for everything you do. Love your show. Take care.
Hello everybody, my name is Simon Tuman from Inglewood, California, down in Los Angeles, United States of America. This is my project. It's a 1975 Alfa Romeo Giulia Nuova Super 1300. Just call it a Giulia. It's a pretty fun car. It's got a little bored out 1400cc engine in it. I did a full Alfaholic suspension kit on it, but like most, if not all Alfas of this era, there's rust. And I was actually going to start this video before I started the work. As you can see, it doesn't have a fading paint job. That is dust from all the Bondo, because I already began the work on this rear corner. Whoops. Now, for you guys, that's probably not a lot of rust. For us, in the United States, especially Southern California, we don't really deal with a lot, but I knew buying an Alfa, I was gonna have some rust to deal with. So my project is I'm gonna try to tackle the rust on my own. I did the suspension work myself. I did get it aligned by a professional, but the car's been a blast. I do a bunch of videos on my little tiny YouTube channel. I do some canyon runs. You know, we got some fun roads here in LA. But this is gonna be project of 2022. Is I'm gonna try to eliminate all of the rust, get it structurally sound again, so that I can do what I really want to do, which is put a twin spark motor in it. I've had a lot of cars. You can see if you subscribe to my YouTube, there's a lot of previous projects. The videos have slowly gotten better. They still suck in my opinion, but hey, whatever. This is one I'm trying to keep. So I was like, let's do the suspension, then we'll deal with the rust, and then I'm gonna have the engine of my dreams. But 2022, it starts there. I gotta do all of that. and then there's the other side to deal with as well. So if you want to follow along, it's The Truman Show. If you search The Truman Show, it will correct it to The Truman Show because that's the name I'm playing off of. So the easiest way is Truman Show, Alfa Romeo, correct it, find me, find this car, enjoy my videos, follow along, and let's see if I can finish it before the end of the year. See you guys.
The next 3 projects of the People clips are all about resurrecting EVs, electric cars. Although I say that, they're actually, some of them are resurrecting classic cars and turning them into EVs, which is obviously a resto mod feature which we're seeing more and more of. One of the people is a repeat offender, Paul Compton. He has been featured in a previous project of the People, which I'll put a link up to. And he's done some amazing stuff with EVs over the years. Have a look at these.
Hello, my name is Paul Compton, and amongst other things, I've been playing with electric vehicles for over 25 years. And on a previous Projects of the People, we had a look at my Volkswagen Scirocco. At the time, it had just gone up on stands in preparation for work starting. As you can see, it's now up on the rotisserie I built, and so far I have fixed all the rust in the floor pans and the sills, which really wasn't that extensive, but there were some fiddly little repairs, and I can now proceed up the shell. But of course, me being me, I also have another electric vehicle project. So here in a double garage, kindly linked to me by one of my neighbours, is my 1985 Lotus Excel. I've been wanting to do an electric Lotus ever since my involvement with electric vehicle racing in America in the 90s. And I really wanted to do an Esprit, but Esprit prices had gone through the roof, and I ended up buying an Excel. I may also have then bought an Esprit as well, but that's a story for another day. This came out of someone's front garden where it has stood from about 2006, judging by the tax disc, and it is somewhat resisting my attempts to strip it down, but we're getting there. The front suspension is completely off, the rear is about halfway off, and I'm getting ready to remove the engine, which is Lotus's own 2.2 litre 16 valve, which was designed effectively, it's half a V8, though they never actually produced the V8 version beyond a couple of prototypes. But it means you have an extremely wide engine bay, and indeed quite a cavity up front where the radiator used to be. And the plan is to use an early Nissan Leaf motor, which has stronger magnets, to make a custom casing to take the first reduction stage of the Leaf gearbox, to then drive the prop shaft in combination with the final drive, should give about the right ratio, and the motor and that reduction drive will sit where the existing gearbox is, leaving the engine bay free for batteries. And as far as batteries are concerned, my current plan is a 44.5 kilowatt hour pack from a 2020 MG ZS. So this, as well as the Scirocco, is keeping me busy.
Hello Johnny, my name's Scott, and this is a salvage BMW i3. And this is a 1996 Mini Sidewalk in need of restoration. This is the motor from the BMW i3. And this is an empty engine bay. Can you see where this is going yet? And this is my entry for Projects of the People. Don't let the condition of this car fool you. This has got less than 40,000 miles. Not sure it really matters in the mini world, because if you're restoring a wreck, you're restoring a wreck. And this is what this is. Let me show you. This is the old floor, as you can see, rotten as hell. So I managed to source a second-hand floor that was in better condition, still needed some repairs, but we've got that in now. Same with the front end. So we've sourced a second-hand front end. We've had to carry out some repairs, but the other one was completely rotten. So that is where we're at so far. Just got to try and sort out door gaps and things like that. But we're at the stage now where we can take the motor out of the i3 and start trying to see how it's going to fit in here. So that's the plan. The motor's going to go in the front. 4 of the 8 battery modules are going to go in the boot. So we will sort of cut this out and sink the whole floor down to try and make a lowered battery compartment. So that's 4 of them. We'll then try and get as many batteries in the front as we can to keep the weight over the wheels, but we might have to put some in here somewhere. We're not sure yet. Okay, thanks for watching. I hope you like the idea, and if anybody wants to know any more, I do have a YouTube channel which is Mini Life Crisis. Okay, thank you and bye.
Okay, this little rare EV owned by Dan Brogan, you might be familiar with. If you followed me for a long time, you'll know I have had an electric drag car called a flux capacitor, based on one of these, an Enfield 8000, a car which hardly anyone seems to know about, and only about 30 are left in the wild. And this guy is trying to bring one back from the brink without even ever restoring a car or even having a driving licence.
Hello, I'm Emperor Pigeon, and this behind me is my Enfield 8000 that needs another clean. So I bought the car in March 2021 after I was tipped off on the beige forum. I seen a photo of it and I knew she wasn't in the best of condition. And I know from the looks of things, you think, oh, where's the interior? Well, that's indoors, where it's safe and not exposed to the weather. It is mostly complete, but there will still be things that I'll need to buy, not to mention new metal, of course. I knew about Enfield 8000s already. I'd seen one on eBay back in 2010, 2011, thereabouts. I put in a cheeky bid, didn't win it, but I knew about them from that point, and of course, a little later on from that, hearing about Jonny's flux capacitor project. In any case, after some deliberation, I contacted the seller, we made a deal, and I paid the money, but because life, the plague, and some repairs that the seller promised to make, which didn't happen until October, meant I didn't get the car on my drive until the 2nd of November. With that all said, this is my first car. This is my first car restoration project. I don't even have a driving license yet. There's a great deal of work to do. The plan is to have 8 to 12 volt lead acid semi-traction batteries. There will be a new charger, and as I stated previously, there's going to be new metal, of course. There's a lot of work. If you want to know more about my progress, then do follow me on my YouTube channel and my Drive Tribe restoration blog. Links will be provided. See ya.
Finally, I wanted to share this clip with you because this is a guy down in deepest Cornwall called Sheldon, and he's pretty much devoted his life to bringing back Rover P6s from the dead. It's niche, but it's wonderful. If you get a chance to have a look at his YouTube channel, Classic Britain, I would urge you to do so. But don't do that before you watch this beautifully put together little vid that he's done to us. And Sheldon is under 25 years old. And that brings me on to a new playlist that we've already started on the Late Break Show called Generation Flex. So if you're under 25 and you want to have your car, your project vehicle featured on the show, you can contact us through the link above or down in the description.
My name is Sheldon, and I'm obsessed with classic cars. Kismet was sort of an accident, really. The car popped up on eBay for £500, and I didn't actually want the car because originally I only wanted a V8, but it was the only car I could come close to affording at the time. Eventually I asked him why the car was so cheap, and his response was, because I'm not a thieving bastard. At that point I knew it was meant to be, and I begged, borrowed and stole to get the car down here. When the car finally arrived, my mum and myself were absolutely horrified of the condition of the car. And I made my first video 4 years ago, and it was a complete accident. I was originally interested, and still am, in trains, and I mostly put out railway content. However, I thought people would be interested in seeing my new P6. And amazingly, people were. People started asking, when's part 2 out? When's part 3? When's part 4? And it just kept going on and on and on.
Kismet was my first ever car, and I actually used the money I'd saved to do my driving lessons to buy it, so to this day I still don't have a driver's license. After doing some jobs with my friend Lucas, we decided to put some videos on my YouTube channel Classic Britain, and by the 4th episode the original owner and restorer of Kismet contacted me to let me know that she had had a full restoration in 1993, and to this day the engine's only done around 6,000 miles. We then unwisely decided to take her on her first road trip in over 20 years, and she broke down an astonishing 18 times. This led me on a mission to save as many Rover P6s as I possibly can, and to this day I've owned 33 Rover P6s. Later this year, Kismet is going to get the full nut and bolt restoration she so desperately deserves, and return her to her former glory.
So I think you'll agree that's another eclectic automotive bundle of vehicles for this particular episode of Projects of the People, and I wouldn't want it any other way. Bit of modern, bit of old, bit of broken, bit of mint. Thanks to everyone who applied to have their car featured on POTP. We are going to do another one shortly, and if it's already out, I'll put a link to it now. But yeah, this all was born out of the 2020 lockdown, encouraging people to share what they were building on their driveways or in the garages, or what car they own that they truly are passionate about. And that's what this channel really tries to champion. Anyway, thank you ever so much for watching. If you haven't already subscribed, why not subscribe?